ba kupe adishimai Ghana ba kupe ye wobi wo baby ana debio sikampo anu meya adishimai Ghana ba kupe ye wobi wo baby ana debio eni ati dene atadwe asekire ne se Ghana fo e wa broche nyina didwumedie biaba Ghana ba kupe ayedi embre sumo sisi atoano ye bo sign se sia huni ni mudi aya kosua ne wa manone no ye nyankopon se emra so se ye di ba ye my Ghana mu be kire na nchiri masunya ahoto enti Ghana ma ye wa manone nyina ye nka ye humomo sadi ebe ya ye da yesu betumi abemu ye di eni mudi eni nyansa na kwasomo achedodo awa edi efri o mai mu kwa manone no saa na da so wa enko bebiara na yara wosam kwe wo mu ni se ye ni anom aye fenso so de kwa manone no bebre no na ri won kwa esne won na okodro ye nyankopon se enko asom na ye so na fedi ye di kwa wie ye nisramo.
Well. Good afternoon to you, wherever you are. If it's evening, good evening. Welcome to Fire One Media. We're really happy to be back again. We thank God for a great week. A lot has gone on, and we congratulate Ghana and all Ghanaians for the elections this past Monday. That everything went on really well and really good. We have a lot to talk about today, so please stay tuned.
O my baby, I be a man, yes, every year so. My Ghana, yes, you bet me, I am an aye. Or maybe it is Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Korea, China, Dubai, any of my own do be a power, yes, and one of my mentally men out. Nina said, Mommy and Nina come away. No be any or beba or my Ghana my I just say any around ya did that to America day says ya gospel in market trema so say Ghana man penny when you penny for a man many now sorry waka na yes or may mwe near Yankopon for bro or may mobo no man menya muto praye way we back one ebo ukabo mo mudo
Sasana tier dia yen shedwumadi na se Ghana man se yen nyina ye ba ko a na eye nkabom edinkunimdie ni mpontuo na ba obia asetenemu yerama se mo amohwe yen wo Facebook so mo tune in mo radio no so yerama se please do well mo radio no so to visit our YouTube page channel and subscribe, and also to our Facebook, and also follow us so whenever we come live you'll be notified. We're live on both YouTube and Facebook. We have a lot to discuss today. What went on during the week, where we are right now. Just today we had a news that something is going on out in Tichiman. So we'll put that on the screen for everybody to see, and we'll get our reporters on. Stay with us. nyame tae chidi a ene ye ntoa so odo ene ye nkambom na eye ye de nyame ase wo pempenso a odi na edu. We congratulate President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and also all the 12 presidential candidates that were on the ballot to be elected. But it's only one who will lead the country. And so we thank Ghanaians for what they have done. They have really showed maturity, even with parliamentary seats. Really surreal and really pleased with what has gone on. Well, society young fast sly embra. Sly ma kwaba.
It's coming to show up somewhere.
Nyamiadum. I hope so now we're trying to call well.
Nyamiadum now we're trying to send a new phrase no free. I drive on the banana. You who says you more say there, Nanso Nyamiadum. I drive on the cuckoo, ye could see you quite an Indian essay. As in you know, any bush, Nyamiadum be able.
Yet Nyamiase. Ebem se Ghana ba to no bibia ko boko ba still ebinum ntia mo ho ase nea akọ minim se no democracy na ko edu se mi menya na ye se e wo se ntokwa na se BBC ana se because I say candidate bi I say wo so no nya memfa membodin the ex-president John Mahama during campaign time, no, I think so. Make he comment. So when we near, then the election is rigged. Then whatever he's going to say is false. And we have videos that will be showing as we go along. So is that how a democracy has to be?
Scott, I'm sure your first time I hear a BSc pain. Ebiesi mremu yakuye no bi says enya de to twa but ade ba ko mu say obi ebe power the anxiety to become a leader, the anxiety to become take control of things or the political seat no yana is so high now. Moreover no yana the assurance and the confidence they get from all around the four angles no, and also put them into a certain level for them to be said by hook or crook menya. It takes a man. It takes a man. Sir, oboko sa na so oboko ko na wo hu so medin twu no obagiatum. Na anyam wanwa se amunyintum. Ayeka se kra America akwa trom na wonyintum. We go to all states at the point to cry there, or you should taxes to fight against other states, which is lawful. What I say, Texas cannot contest how other states run their election, but it's election. Now, you said yesterday went to the Supreme Court, and then I was so surprised. Really, the GOP judges as soon as landed, and they just rejected. They didn't even want to sit on the case. They just rejected. Said the NDC brought about I resist. Says they just resisted. Enyangwa siska we koso nemo no. If you have your proof and you have your evidence, it's not a matter of say and say did the attempt. Just go to court, prove your point, let the judges look at it. If it's recounted, whatever, the judges will come of it. They come with the evidence and they'll come out with the verdict.
Okay.
And it's really
all right. Young share near is what touch my and the day. We'll have it on the screen.
To the region. No, you are the region. I just can't copy here. You see, by law, you were sworn in by the magistrate. I will pay you. You see, you are returning officer. That's why we come to you. It is an office work. We just want what you have declared. You don't have a copy. If we have a copy, or we can cite it, have a look at what you have. Why should we go to region when you are the returning? I don't have copy. Just say elections here. You take the results. You see, even if the regional officer gives us the results, we cannot rely on that. It is that which you have given. But the law says that you are the one to declare the results.
You know, my brother, there is one thing. As individual citizens of this country, we all have a responsibility to ensure that the country is peaceful, and that is the primary responsibility that we have in anything that we do. And for instance, that is why I am here. I would urge you to contribute to that peace, because you see, if there is any indication that you have done something that helps the other party to steal the election, it raises tension and it gives a lot of us problems. So whatever you will do to contribute to that, I would urge you to do it. So that if, for instance, they are asking for the summary sheet, be frank and open and say, this is the summary sheet that I prepared. Answer the things such that everybody will be convinced, and then the tension can come down, and then we'll all have peace. Too much tension is not good for the country at all.
I don't have any tension at all. Yes. With computer everything. When you put everything, they were there. Yes. It wasn't that they were there. You have cemented the region and you don't have the copy. For those who are moving to Mr. Returning Officer, figures and put them the why they were there, they saw everything. And they didn't really it's everything. Mr. Returning Officer, by CI 127, Revelation 43, it says that it is only you've been appointed as a returning officer for the Techimasa constituency. From the facts we have come to you have told us that you have declared the results. On the basis of the law, we are asking that what has been declared, if we can be given a copy of the statement of proof known as the pink sheet, showing the result for Techima South. That is our request to you.
I'm giving it to the regional. So when you put there, they'll give you.
Our copy is with the regional electoral officer. So we should go to the regional director of electoral commission for a copy of the Techima South. Is that what you are saying?
Before we leave, you need a statement. Let's confirm it on camera that he has all the pin sheets of the elections with him, and it is based on that he declared the election. I want that to be captured on camera.
Okay. Now, also, since you are saying we should go to the regional director of electoral commission for a copy, I want you to be on notice that we have been to the regional director, and he says that any statement of proof from Techimasa, because you are the returning officer, you are the rightful person to give it to us, and he does not have it. So if you are saying that we should go to him, we will go. But we are putting on notice that we've been there already, and if you are insisting that it is the regional director, we are saying that is not what the law provides. But if that is your interpretation and you think he is the rightful person to give it to us, we will take it like that.
All right. So isn't this same place Omo Tutu or during counting on Monday?
There was violence over that place, which I think when the reporters was giving a report, Meti said one of them, when they count the thing, I think somebody pick up the MPP ballot box, try to run away with the box. So a drop away. After they went after him, the drop away ma soon. Omodu tum ni bue. Until when the seal open, I think the MPP rejected because some of the ballot boxes might be out, or whatever, will be the cost. So there was something on that which even the EC was coming out with the report. She did mention something like that. But my point is that looking at the video, is that the right way to approach?
That is the question I was about to ask. Why? Because Minim said this result has been certified by EC, and why is it that their party don't have a copy?
And then when you listen to the officer, he said from his statement, he said he gave a copy to the rep who was over there. 2, he also have to send a copy of the report
to the regional.
So, which means that yesterday I was listening to what is this man's name? I think he's the deputy for the electoral commissioner. He did say something that everything is on their website. So if you want anything, if you want to see something, it should be posted on the website. But my question is that how to go into somebody's office with a whole bunch of people? One, the person free threat in the sense that either good or bad. What is good on it? He can give you the document. What is bad on it? If you guys look at it and it's not what you guys wanted to see or wanted to know, his life is in danger. And then I'm so happy that maybe because people on the camera, video, whatever is going on. So nobody wanted to go and
attack him.
But the point is that even you wanted to go over into somebody's office to invade him with this kind of threat. One, I saw the general secretary, which is standing right there. I think you can go with 2 people or maybe 3. The MP, the regional or the constituency chairman, or the general secretary. These 3 people can be on the surface. Look at number of people asking him questions, number of people going after him. Now they are so nice. The man, he wanted to talk because somebody had Kasakura. Right? Let me as somebody like I always say. So when the electoral commissioner was announcing the report, after meeting, mommy, she's going to Afarija 11. Yeah, Afarija like this. I'm telling you, go on Kasaka. Knowing the protocol and what you guys are supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to start, where you have to start your debate, and those stuff come. Africa will never talk. Those days you say, unless you now for you, the Musisi, we're going to catch us with if you want to have a contact with something, this is not the right way. I mean, if I'm not even counting that, more than 20 people in one person's office, with more than maybe 4 or 5 people with the same attack with questions, one will address them.
So the question is, why is it that their rep didn't present their pink sheet to them or to their party head? If it's over there, why don't they call and verify or get a copy from them? But coming to the constituents office, some a copy of the elections, that pink sheet, no.
Well, Scott, Mami, can we make sure? It's hard time, sir. It's hard time. The political parties in Ghana. Let me use this word. Forgive me for using this word in this station. it's high time they have to use their number 6. Their number 6 to know, sir, the people in Ghana now gradually, it won't take today, tomorrow, or a month, but gradually their eyes are open.
All right, I'll have you pause there, and we'll continue from there. Let me take Elter Borbe on with a report. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Hello? I think we lost him. We'll try our best to get him back on. So I think so. They have to renew their mindset, and the way they understanding our elections move, because I say akwaswa ache. I do in FNBI betwa ba. Way party A and party B as in Tiasen but when say on Friday, so let me say 3 days or 4 days before the election date, they signed a peace treaty between the two parties, the two main candidate. Enti minim say atwa ba transfer results beba, and everything started coming in. And I know in every region, every district, every constituency, obia want a rep on grounds or witness abane kind the way an mesiko nor the report aba mo party head. Eti adena ya tuning in area ya canning in area obia telling nyoma. Right now, NDC for someone to say, Musimuna Mawini, but electoral commission. So, Wababe announced the winner of the elections. Musa Mufamuna Messimba, MIN share. So, what is the deal on this? I really want to understand that. And say, Montimo Huasia, what is the next? Can't you go do court filings and take it to court?
Scott, that's the right way, to resolve this matter in a court. But the question is, Scott, this election, it wasn't one body. I know I'm more correcting all the results. Sure. Let me use Techimaya as example. How many radio stations in Techimai? How many reporters in Techimai? Just look at just Techimai. Other than that, how many radio stations in Asante region who send the reporters to Techimai? In Accra to Techimai? In in Northern region to Techimai? How many people in the choir? And my question is that, sir, who numbers now the buy? Does it differ from what the lecture commission before say now me what do me all this thing? Scar, I have my computer and my computer set up on 4 different places. 4. 1, let me see Joyce News, Joy. 2, let me see Peace. Number Angel, and then I have another Adum. To the point where I'm City FMT. My being now, and with different my phone and that meet because not the person with the Obiaka. Are they in the same page? And let's be surprised, he said. Before the electoral commissioner came over to announce the thing, the first people I mean report from them with our numbers, Angel. After Angel, Joy News.
So, were they all, are they together or they differ or?
None of the projections went in favor of NDC. Yeah, radio stations are material. Any Ghana web, any international observers, no media, Obia website, and I'm sure Obia more predicted my NDC.
Okay, let me take Bobby back and we'll continue. Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, on the road, so network is a bit shaky, but I'm okay.
Well, I'm glad you're able to reconnect. How is Ghana and how are things going after the elections?
There's still uncertainty about some aspects of the elections, especially the parliamentary elections. And then also the NDC is still raising issues about the the figures collated for the presidential elections, but they've not indicated what they want to do with what they want to describe as flawed elections that election commission announced the outcome. It's not told anybody whether they want to see redress in court or how they intend to challenge some aspects of the results. Today, the minority leader, Haruna Iddrisu, and some members of the party, they've been in Techiman South constituency. The Techiman South constituency now, I wouldn't its intention as far as the commission is concerned, the MPP won Techiman South constituency. Now, the NDC are raising issues of poor collation, saying that the election officer there misconducted himself and that the outcome he announced does not reflect what the voters voted in the last election. So they're demanding that the pink sheet from all the centers, the polling centers for the Techiman South constituency. Now, the information we are getting is that they've not been successful in getting the people because the returning officer in a particular constituency says he, at the time they were, he said he didn't have the things. So there is contention, especially with Techiman South. Now, currently, if you want to go by the computation announced by the Electoral Commission, that will put the FP, according to the Electoral Commission, at 137 seats. NDC 36 seats and 1 independent. Now, the NDC have insisted, the Electoral Commission announced for the presidential elections that they won 140 seats, that put them in a minority. Official figures announced by the Electoral Commission currently are the MPP at 137. It's at 136 independent. Now, the contention here for the NDC is Techiman South constituency, and it is this same constituency that recorded some days when Vision Board at the Convention Center. But the electoral insists that he announced the outcome of the elections, confusion, whatever he announced stands. But like I indicated earlier on, the NDC is the leadership of the NDC, Police Dauda, Edun Katia, Baba Jamal, Haruna Iddrisu, minority, and other members have been in the Techiman South constituency since yesterday. I wanted to get to the bottom of this matter. So, even though the Electoral Commission has announced the outcome of the elections, as far as the Electoral Commission is concerned, as a returning officer for the presidential election, President Akufo-Addo won by 50.3%, followed by the ANC 47.7%. For that matter, that's it. There's no going back on these matters. NDC says that there have been inconsistencies in figures, and there be flawed figures. They some of the regions, the voter, the declared election is quite different from what was related of it at the regional level. So, to raise all these issues, the intent doing is unclear. The flower of the party, Mahama, at his last conference says that he will be taking some steps. Maybe from Monday, we will know the steps that he will be taking. All parties, they have worked. The electoral, the laws in the corner election says you have 21 days within which to file a protest. I think that go the way you want. The Sabulugu constituency, for example, the MPP candidate signed to confirm the outcome of the elections under protest, and we were told the Attorney General Godfrey Dame that the MPP will be filing a form of protest to have them nullified in the Sabulugu constituency, because according to them, some people, including the electoral officer, they voted and won for both the presidential and the parliament. So we are in the last of this. So this was the of we are protest in the coming days, but whether the NDC will go to court to seek redress on the presidential elections. They have not indicated what they want to do. Some of them still insist that the party won both the presidential and parliamentary elections. But the official, yes, we have it. It's what the Electoral Commission announced on Wednesday night by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Benson. And so we'll have to wait and then hear from the NDC on next plan for action. Even though, on social media, they'll be organizing conference, they'll be issuing press statements here and there. But as to what they want to do exactly moving forward, we do not.
Well, I do know that on Monday is when he planned to take a next step. Nobody knows what he's planning to do. But is he talking to his supporters to kind of calm down, or they're still out protesting and causing all kind of chaos out?
Well, for now, the country is very calm. I've not seen any protests here in the Greater Accra region. The police said that restored calm, even in the northern region, other parts that some, protest disturbances after the declaration of the results. For now, it's calm. Just for example, before we left for the eastern region, we used road in front of the election, apart from the security agencies who are there maintaining law and order. I didn't see anybody protesting or anybody, I didn't see the scene that we witnessed before the declaration of the result. It was all, it's all peaceful as of now. We're hoping it will continue. What
about the Electoral Commission office?
There's nothing happening there apart from the military and police presence that you will find. You won't find anybody protesting there.
Okay. All right. We'll let you go since you're on the road, and I know you get out more information and bring it out coming week.
Of course. Hopefully next week we can do analysis of all the regions, what went wrong, because there's complaints. The NDC, the MP, a National Executive Committee meeting. President Kufuor was in that. My information is that the mission started last night. They ended in the early hours of the day, and they discussed the outcome of elections. Some are blaming CDCs that campaign against their own party parliament. Already we are told that some people will be suspended from the party, and all that. The party says that they didn't expect this kind of outcome. They thought they would win a landslide and then maintain the majority in parliament. But what happened on Wednesday has opened their eyes to a lot, internal wranglings within the party that they need to done out. What this morning, if that ended early this morning, is a series of meetings at the party holding to deal with these matters, but it doesn't look too good for them internally, because now they are beginning to identify what may have went wrong. I'm sure that certain actions will be taken against certain individuals.
Wow. Well, wish you well and stay safe and stay blessed.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, viewers and listeners, we apologize for the shortcoming in the sound, in the audio. Our rep is out on the road, and that's why we have that. Hopefully we get things fixed for coming week. Sly and Twasso. So I think so we'll clarify a lot of the questions that we had.
Yeah, but the issue is that I'm just want to address is the intimidation, how they want to intimidate this guy. I mean, it's something that is already There's no way you can reverse it. Even to reverse it, it causes more harm to yourself or to other people. But the question is, all this information, let's not forget, so like like I was saying, a lot of radio stations have their figures, even though they don't have the pink sheet. On the channel. It is almost figures no munyano. Any day is nyano. There's no much difference. Almost all of them was above 1 point, 51 point plus. The difference between Joy and the East was just narrow. Get to me. My question is that they have the right to contest. They have the right to go everywhere, anyway. But let's not please, encourage people to be violent. Now,
okay, I want us to play the EC's announcement, the declaration, just for the viewers who are not Ghanaians that haven't seen it and want to watch and listen to it. So let's have that on the screen right now. Whilst we are getting that ready, with all of this craziness, things like this, I think our video is ready. Let's get that going right now.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We do recognize that we've invited you at short notice, and therefore we'd like to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon as we present the outcome of the election. And forgive me that I don't have the details of everybody here, but I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Her Excellency Mrs. Johnson Sirleaf, former President of Liberia, who is leading the ECOWAS delegation. Also acknowledge the presence of Her Excellency Diana Konya, who is the head of the European Union delegation to Ghana, and Her Excellency Stephanie Sullivan, who is the U.S. ambassador to Ghana. We'd like to thank all of you, both our local and international observers, for taking time to join us this afternoon. To God be the glory. Great things He has done, and greater things He will do. On behalf of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, I welcome you to a significant moment in our country's history, the declaration of the results of the 2020 presidential election. As a commission, we had aimed at delivering the results 24 hours after the election. But as the saying goes, man proposes, but God disposes. We encountered a few challenges, including unexpected rains, which halted voting in some polling stations, leading to a few delays, coupled with the usual requests for recounting of votes in some polling stations. We regret the anxiety caused and ask that you bear with us. We hope that in subsequent elections, we will be able to live up to our timeline. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I indicate that this is a historic election because for the first time in the history of our country, the election day went by without major incidents and occurrences. It is no wonder that the BBC described this year's election as boring, and I put that in quotes. A testament of the seamless, incident-free process that we witnessed on Monday. As a commission, we thank the Almighty God for His faithfulness and for how far He has brought us. We recognize without a shadow of doubt that we could not have come this far without Him. And as the good book states, a horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from God. And we remain eternally grateful and thankful to God for the victories He has wrought on our behalf, and they are numerous. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is heartwarming to stand before you today to declare the results of the 2020 general election. We have come from far. We started this year with hope and promise, poised to reform and overhaul the core and critical aspects of our work, and the very system on which credible transparent elections are hinged. And here I'm referring to our biometric voter management system. We subjected this process to a robust and rigorous procurement process. Even then, from the very onset, we faced stiff opposition from within and without. As if that was not enough, we were hit by the COVID-19 virus when we least expected it. In the face of all this, we remained resolute, determined to deliver credible, transparent, orderly, timely, and peaceful elections in Ghana. We persevered throughout the lockdown to establish strong and efficient systems and processes that would stand the test of time. With hindsight, the Commission was able to use the circumstances of COVID-19 and the lockdown to our benefit, in that we were able to use the time to reflect on our processes, systems, and structures, and to implement reforms within our institution, promoting competitive procurement processes, as well as efficient, transparent electoral processes. This strategy involved our entire staff, who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, burning the midnight oil to achieve the results we witnessed today. Our mantra was that whilst the country may be on lockdown, as a Commission, we had to keep moving forward to achieve the numerous tasks ahead of us. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, here we are today. The results are evident for all to see. Indeed, the hard work, determination, and focus of all the staff, coupled with God's grace, has paid off. Today, we have succeeded in reforming our entire biometric voter management system, procuring and deploying robust equipment and devices, including our biometric verification devices, our biometric registration kits, our user-friendly software to govern the entire biometric voter registration and verification system, and a brand new data center, to mention a few, all of which went through an international competitive tendering process. Today, we can all be proud of a brand new biometric voter register that reflects unique individuals who are eligible to vote. With determination and focus, we were able to prepare a register that recorded 17,027,641 eligible voters in just 38 days, and in a rainy season. Thankfully, the just ended election did not witness issues of missing names, misplacement of polling stations, among others. Indeed, we hardly experienced any issues of missing names during the just ended election. Again, as a country, we can be proud of the fact that for the first time in the history of this country, the election was funded without reliance on monetary assistance from external sources. I can assure you, however, dear citizens, that we put your resources to prudent use. Furthermore, as a country, we can be proud of the fact that more than 95% of our procurement for the 2020 election was done through an open, competitive tendering process, as opposed to sole sourcing and restricted tendering, as was the case in the past. This no doubt ensured value for money in all our processes. At the right time, the Commission will share its report on its procurement processes and savings made to date. As a country, we can also be proud of the fact that for the first time in our history, all our processes from registration to election day were laid bare to the citizenry. Through the Let the Citizen Know initiative, we provided every citizen who cared to know relevant, timely information on all our processes. Today, citizens have access to information on the number of registrants on the voters' roll, the number of registered male and female voters, the number of youth, the number of first-time voters, and the number of persons with disabilities who are on the electoral roll. In addition, today we can all be proud that as Ghanaians we went to the polls and cast our votes peacefully. We can be proud that the technology deployed on election day worked efficiently and effectively. Voters all over the country have testified to the pleasant and seamless experiences at their respective polling stations. We must be proud that it took in many instances some 3 to 5 minutes for the average voter to be verified and to vote. We must be proud that the usual hustle and struggle at polling stations, the long queues, and the overcrowding were all absent. We must be proud that in spite of the COVID-19 pandemic, we all went to the polls with our safety guaranteed as a result of the stringent safety protocols employed by the Commission. And to crown it all, we must be proud of the fact that we have been able to declare the results some 48 hours after the election day. With hard work, focus, determination, and above all, God's help, we can do all things. Yes, we can. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important to emphasize that we have achieved our successes as a result of the collective efforts of the entire team. And here I'm referring to our commission members, our directors, our regional directors, our deputy directors, our deputy regional directors, our district electoral officers, our administrative works and mechanical staff. We have all worked round the clock to achieve our goals. To all our team members, I say Aiko, I salute you all. We certainly could not have succeeded without you, and I commend you all highly. To the dear citizens of our country, we thank you for believing in us and for walking this journey with us. Your constructive feedback has helped strengthen our processes and our work and has left us in a much better place than when we started. To our media partners, we say thank you. You have been our gateway to the citizenry and have helped bring the Commission to the doorstep of citizens. We could not have achieved our mandate without you, and we are grateful for your partnership over the last few months. To the civil society organizations that have believed in us and shared recommendations from well-thought-out research and analysis, we acknowledge and commend you highly, and we say thank you. We also thank our election observers, both local and international, for their interest in ensuring that the whole electoral process was transparent, fair, and credible. We commend highly the international observers who have traveled all the way to Ghana in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic to observe our elections. Your feedback so far has been constructive, and we look forward to receiving your full reports. We have no doubt that your reports will help strengthen our work and our processes. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the election was conducted in 38,622 polling stations across the country and in 275 constituencies. I'll now turn my attention to the reason why we are here. At the end of a transparent, fair, orderly, and timely and peaceful presidential election, the total number of valid votes cast was 13,434,574, representing 79% of the total registered voters. Permit me to present the results in the order of appearance on the 2020 presidential ballot. At the end of the polls, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party obtained 6,730,413 votes, being 51.595% of the total valid votes cast. John Dramani Mahama of the National Democratic Congress obtained 6,214,889 votes, being 47.366% of the total valid votes cast. Christian Kwabena Andrews of the Ghana Union Movement obtained 105,565 votes. Iva Kwabena Greenstreet of the Convention's People's Party obtained 12,215 votes, being 0.093% of the total valid votes cast. Madam Ekuya Donko of the Ghana Freedom Party obtained 5,575 votes, being 0.042% of the total valid votes cast. Henry Herbert Latte of the Great Consolidated Popular Party obtained 3,574, being 0.027% of the total valid votes cast. Hassan Ayariga of the All People's Party obtained 7,140, being 0.054% of the total valid votes cast. Percival Kofi Apanu of the Liberal Party of Ghana obtained 7,690 votes, being 0.059% of the total valid votes cast. David Asibi Akesera of the People's National Convention obtained 10,887, being 0.083% of the total valid votes cast. Bridget Akosua Jigonuku of the Progressive People's Party obtained 6,848 votes, being 0.052% of the total valid votes cast. Nana Konedo Ajeman Rawlings of the National Democratic Party obtained 6,612 votes, being 0.050% of the total valid votes cast. Alfred Kwame Isiedu Walker, independent candidate, obtained 9,703 votes, being 0.074% of the total valid votes cast. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, currently the election results we have declared exclude that of the Techiman South constituency, which has a total voter population of 128,018. 128,018. The said election results are not ready because they are being contested. As such, collation has not been completed. It is important to note, however, that the difference between the total number of votes between the first and second candidates is 515,524 votes. As a result, if we were to add the 128,018 full results to the results of the second candidate, it would not change the outcome of the election. Hence, our declaration of the 2020 presidential results without that of Techiman South. Indeed, if you were to add the entire results or collate all the results from the Techiman South constituency and add that to the percentage and the votes of the second candidate, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, he would obtain 47.873% of the total votes cast. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo would obtain 50.8% of the total votes cast. It is on that basis that we say that the outcome of the election will not change. Hence our declaration of the 2020 presidential results without that of Techiman South. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the basis of the foregoing election results, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana and the returning officer of the presidential election, it is my duty and honor to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Let peace reign. Thank you.
All right. So this was the declaration this past Wednesday evening in Ghana. Somebody commented, I think Isaac Obeng, that it was evening and the commissioner said afternoon. I think that might be pressure or a slip of tongue. I might not be right, but I think that is what it is. Anybody can make mistakes. We're human. So, how would you process this and what is going on right now?
The thing is, we both the parties, the strongest parties in the Ghana, as I said, you started building the confidence in the Electoral Commission. I know, sir, irrespective of how long he was there, both parties, at every election, I'm talking about somebody like Afarijan. I mean, right from 92 coming all the way to by the time he decided to retire. Party BNO pen assembly. When Anko favor, they are just against it. But free sir, this time round, there's more transparency than other elections because for all the commentary, I want to so be called Cousin Medinium. Yes, it be yes, it call B, yes, it could C, could D. Ubia no what Bibisa. And then I think that they did a very good job because, like she said, working in this era with correcting names, putting out the data together in this pandemic, it's not hard. To the point of cross, including some political parties told their supporters not to go and register their name, which is bad. And then I remember we said Impo with the control national card, so to a banner, it's up to you because you deserve to have that card on your disposal. But the thing is that what they did or what they have done during this election, I'm just giving them credit. I mean, they did very good. And also, let's not forget, they're doing this on Wednesday. On Wednesday, the people that I supported, the people that I respected, honestly, from my heart. And then before the declaration, what was going on? And after the declaration, what happened? One, I listened to all the six press conferences from NDC. The first press conference started at midnight, 12:30, almost 12:30 a.m. midnight. Now, throughout all the press conference was to push the supporters into the Coronation Center and to jump over there so that their place will be too overwhelming. But the thing is that they went over there, and then even on that Wednesday when they are waiting for the Electoral Commission to come out, look at how they storm all over electoral area. But Adebako Medici who said they were chanting so many music going on. Weibo reggae, now Weibo highlight, now Weibo wait. When on the camera they could do out and say Weibo reggae. Get up, stand up, Weibo wait. Now exercise more but Scott, after the Electoral Commissioner, I did not see seven years that saying the election choir. And then they went outside with the camera. Scott, they were about Ukraine Nakunya Road Nakunya Shenamoto. They went home peacefully. Which for me it was a good thing, it's a good sign like I said, no, Ghanaians are learning something, or they have learned something.
Yeah, what would I say? Say I'm really proud of them with this outcome of this election because for some reason I know they've been listening and this was what will be the outcome. Let me put this in. Nane Lipsy commented the EC first said 51.95% and later said 50.8%. So which is which? And I'm not going to clarify for them, but in my understanding, the results that came out is without Techiman South constituency. So in addition, with if all is said and done and they add everything together, I think that will be the outcome later when Techiman South numbers are being added to these elections. So let's wait and see what comes out. It might tally with what I'm saying or maybe not. Okay, go on.
I just said your kind I mean, the statement will say you detach my vote na kanina 128,018 votes. So let's say so obi enyebi, then all the votes ni nyina. So Odoko Kama Mahama Dianwa. Mahama will move from 47.873. And then it will drop a 50.8.
Yeah.
So that's why the confusion. But the rare one here, the 51.3.
Yeah, so that is where we stand right now. But when we add what is coming from Techiman South to this election, there might be a change of figures. But will not affect anything that much.
The outcome.
Okay. And also, Isaac Opin then commented, say, they are not encouraging violence. Well, if not, let's listen to what the flag bearer of NDC recently said.
His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama. Thank you. Fellow Ghanaians, my brothers and sisters, allow me to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to you for your tremendous support, which you expressed overwhelmingly and convincingly at the polls. There's no doubt that Ghanaians from every region of this great nation of ours voted for change. And we did so in both the presidential and parliamentary elections. I'm a staunch believer in the experiment of democracy, a system of governance that allows the ultimate decision-making power to rest in the hands of you, the good people of Ghana. We, the people, towards the future we would like for our dear country, elect representatives to go forward and realize that vision. Government serves at the choice, direction, and pleasure of the people of this great nation. And I have had the honor and privilege to serve my country in all levels of government. When in 2016, at the end of my first full term as president, I ran for re-election as an incumbent candidate, I respected the will of the people. I conceded, I stepped aside, and I set in motion a peaceful transfer of power because I understood that it was the will of the people. And if we are to progress as a nation, if we are to live up to the inheritance of our history, one for which people have paid the ultimate price, the sacred verdict of the people must be respected. It must be protected. It has been my pledge throughout my time of service as a representative to the good people of Ghana to do exactly that. And that is why I stand before you tonight, unwilling to accept the fictionalized results of a flawed election. My brothers and sisters, it is important to remember that the government that is in power controls all of the state resources and oversees all of the state's institutions. The line he treads between his loyalty to the power that is held by the people and by his own desire to hold on to power can be a very thin one indeed. We went into the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections with assurances from the Electoral Commission and the relevant state actors that it will be conducted in an atmosphere free from fear and that it will be fair, transparent, and credible. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. What we witnessed across the country from Monday, 7th December 2020, exposed a deliberate plan to manipulate and predetermine the results of the election in favor of the incumbent candidate, Nana Akufo-Addo, who, as so happens, controls all of the state resources and oversees the state institutions. Despite all of the ruling party's inducements, use of monetary enticements, and other such schemes on a scale never before seen in the history of this country, the good people of this country understood what was at stake, and it was clear as the results of the votes that were legally cast that the National Democratic Congress won the presidential and parliamentary elections. No amount of trickery, sleight of hand, or obfuscation will erase that reality. I'm extremely proud of our parliamentary candidates who have earned for themselves the title of giant elephant killers. We went into the parliamentary elections with a deficit of 63 seats. We made up for our 2016 losses, and we're now set to become the majority in Parliament. This historic feat, after only one term, demonstrates the strength of our great party and the strength of the mandate given to us by the good people of Ghana to lead. In respect of the presidential elections, the facts and figures available to us from pink sheets and other evidence that has unfolded across the country indicate that numerous steps have been taken to manipulate the results of the election in favor of the incumbent. This calls into question the credibility of one of our most important institutional pillars of democracy, the Electoral Commission. It is now obvious to many objective minds that the Commission and its chairperson have been used to manipulate results from the various constituencies and in that process seek to subvert the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people. My brothers and sisters, one matter requires special mention. The use of the military in this election is unprecedented in our history. Armed forces featured heavily as an intimidating measure to reverse election results, and they continue to be used in the same intimidating role to insist on recounts in areas in which the incumbent has lost, while arm-twisting election officers during these supposed recounts. we will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate result. I said we will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate results which point to an NDC parliamentary majority. My brothers and sisters, advisedly since the inception of the Fourth Republic, final election results have always been declared within a 72-hour period to allow for thorough and diligent collation. Surprisingly, this Electoral Commission chairperson announced quite suspiciously, and for reasons known to her, a hurried 24-hour deadline, which, as we all know, could not and would not be met. The chairperson of the EC, in less than 24 hours after her declaration, has admitted that she made unacceptable errors which go to the heart of the entire electoral process and cast deep doubt on the credibility of the announced outcome. The Electoral Commission of Ghana has never brought its credibility to this historic low at such a crucial moment of election results declaration. In fact, the litany of irregularities and blatant attempts at rigging for a candidate is obvious and most embarrassing. Ghana has come too far in our democracy, in our transparency, and in our well-earned international reputation for free and fair and non-violent elections to find ourselves here, where we are in respect of this election. As has been announced by my party, the National Democratic Congress, we are unable to accept the outcome of the election as declared by the Electoral Commission chairperson, Mrs. Jean Mensah. These results are flawed and discredited. When it comes to the parliamentary election, the NDC won a working majority of 140 seats. What has happened since the election has been a deliberate attempt targeting 5 constituencies of the 140 to steal and thus subvert the people's verdict. A closer look and detailed examination of the constituency-specific facts casts very dark clouds on our democracy. And allow me to speak in specifics so our claims are well known. In Seychelles, the results were declared without the content of one ballot box being counted. The parties had agreed that an issue of alleged overvoting should be referred to the collation center to be resolved. That ballot box mysteriously disappeared en route to the collation center. Nevertheless, results were declared in favor of the NPP candidate. In Upper Gentry West, the EC official deferred the declaration of the results because of alleged death threats. The results favor the NDC candidate, as has been confirmed earlier today. In Senate West, a ballot box was snatched and the culprit was apprehended. The seal of the NPP must have become dislodged in the ensuing scuffle with the culprit. That of the NDC and the Electoral Commission remained intact. However, NPP would not allow the contents of the ballot box to be counted and added to the lot because it would obviously favor the NDC. In Techiman South, the NDC won quite clearly, but for whatever unknown reasons, the military was invited. In the ensuing melee, 2 people were shot and killed by the military. 8 persons were injured and hospitalized. A 3rd person, who was one of those hospitalized from gunshot injuries, has now been pronounced dead. These are three Ghanaians who wanted nothing more than for their country to fulfill its promise of democracy and ended up losing their lives at the hands of the military that is meant to safeguard their rights as citizens. They include Abdallah Ayarik, 18 years of age only, and Tajuddin Al-Hassan, 39 years of age. The results have allegedly been strangely declared for the MPP, even though the EC chair claims to have left Techiman South out of her declaration. After an audit and review of our pink sheets, and I wish to announce that we have all our pink sheets signed. After an audit and review of our pink sheets for Techiman South, we can confirm to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the NDC won the parliamentary seat as follows. NDC secured 50,417 votes, and NPP secured 49,825 votes. In the Eastern region, the results in the presidential elections, which were collated and signed by all the parties, were not the same ones that were transmitted from the Regional Electoral Commission offices to Accra. The padded figures have since been exposed. The Ashanti region provides fundamental problems that require further investigation and a full electoral forensic audit. Evidence gathered across board shows that the aggregates on the summary sheets of some constituencies do not reflect the individual results on the polling station pink sheets. You may also recall that prior to the election day, December 7th, there were many incidences where ballot papers thumbprinted in favor of candidate Nana Akufo-Addo were found at various locations. In Bantama, for instance, it was noticed that the portion of the pink sheets reserved for recording the number of persons biometrically verified had not been filled on a large number of the pink sheets. When our agent requested for the biometric machine to confirm the recorded results, they were denied access, with the explanation that they were recorded in a book, to which they were also denied access. My brothers and sisters, these are serious issues, ones that attack the very foundation of our democracy and our rights as citizens of this sovereign nation to elect our representatives and to have a say in who leads our government. It may interest you to know that since the inception of the Fourth Republic, agents of political parties represented in the collation room go through an agreed, settled procedure by which a declaration of final results are made. This involves the production of constituency by constituency results, which are then scrutinized by the agents, and after their consent, the said results are announced. Unfortunately, this time round, under this electoral commissioner, Jean Mensah, a different system was adopted, one in which bulk regional results were provided without supportive pink sheet data by which agents could validate the accuracy of the results. Consequently, not a single pink sheet from the constituencies supporting the bulk regional collation was provided. This is in direct violation of Regulation 3 and 44 of the Public Elections Regulation 2020 CI 127. Little wonder that the chairperson managed to obtain a cumulative figure of more than 100%. In her declaration. On account of this, my party is confident that what has happened is a violation of the law. It is a violation of due process and therefore tantamount to an illegality. It is also a violation of an understanding we hold dear in this country, the understanding that this is not a dictatorship or a monarchy run by a single family for the benefit of a family. Ghana belongs to the people of Ghana, all of the people of Ghana. Would like to urge you, the media, civil society, and all election observers, to be resolute and present a fair and accurate account of what has transpired over this period. We request of the international community to remain engaged in what is happening in Ghana and take careful note of the current threat that is being waged on our democracy, our freedom, and our way of life. To all the NDC members and those who voted for us, I appeal to you not to be intimidated or cowed to submit to a dishonest process in the face of overwhelming evidence that supports the justness of our cause. I extend my deepest condolences to the families of all who were killed simply because they were determined to protect their votes from those whose thirst for power outweighs their love for our country. And so let us all at this point rise and observe a minute's silence in their honor. May their souls rest in perfect peace. My brothers and sisters, I know dark moments like these can make us question our resolve and confidence in the promise and potential of Ghana and our democracy and its institutions. But I choose to be a determined optimist based on my personal articles of faith formed by long service to my country, including service in the high office of president. I urge you all to keep your confidence in Ghana and keep betting on the success of our democracy. This is a test of our ability within this democratic system to rise to the occasion and seek redress, to right all wrongs, to seek justice, to make every vote count, and to respect the sovereign will of the people. And let us not fail this test. Let history look back and be proud of how we united and stood up to fight for the people's fundamental rights to freely elect their leaders, devoid of crude political manipulation. And it is for this reason that my colleagues and I in the NDC will not accept what we know to be a fraudulent outcome of these elections. And we will take all legitimate steps to reverse this travesty of justice. Finally, let me assure our teeming supporters and the millions of Ghanaians who voted for change, the change which has been stolen in a real stolen verdict, that we're beefing up capacity in the constituencies where the ruling MPP is seeking to overturn our parliamentary victories already chalked. We're also deploying additional crack teams of lawyers and senior party officials to support these constituencies that are under siege. Also, in order not to leave any further infractions unaccounted for, the NDC will continue its meticulous audit of all the presidential pink sheets to ensure that the verdict of the people is upheld. These steps will surely lead to our next line of actions within the constraints of our democratic governance process, and all legitimate options are on the table. We want to send a caution to the EC that in line with Regulation 47 of CI 127, they should ensure that the election data is preserved for 1 year after elections. Let me assure you, my dear voter, that your vote will count. It is said that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so let us go forth, knowing that God is on our side. And if God be for us, who can be against us? Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow countrymen, I thank you and do have a good night, and may God bless our homeland Ghana.
John Mahama, John Mahama, John Mahama.
All right. So that was ex-president John Dramani Mahama addressing his people after the declaration of the elections. He won't concede, which is good. But in an argument, somebody might ask, if you're saying you've won, everything shows, bring out your figures. Let's compare. Because I don't think what the EC has, what the regional officers have, and what the pink sheets that you say you guys have is different. So why don't we all be truthful and just address the people the way they need to. What do you think, Sly?
They don't read that. They don't basically deal with the ballot boxes. The EC headquarters or region, headquarters, let me say national headquarters. No. What they deal with themselves. So this is how the election run. We count the ballot votes, no, at a polling station. Okay. Over the polling station, no, you can do here. Both party members, you know, they agree
and sign.
When you sign here, you go to the constituency level. Then you go to the regional. Let's say one station, no, maybe they have like 20 polling stations. After the polling station, then they go to the regional. The regional will gather everything. So this is what the regional will gather. Regional gather, or because Asante region, MPP, this figure, NDC, this figure, represented this percentage, and then when they go with the P sheet only come from the regionals, and then they will fax it with addition to the EC office. And then the EC will show to everybody, all the party members, and say, fast way number. While making copy at the party agents. No. Call your party reps now what that region no, to confirm the figure. Until you confirm figure we are, then they have one sheet which all the party members know will sign on it. When they sign it, then they are common EC, Madam J. Mensa. Now also aside, then they enter the figures.
Yeah.
So it had a whole lot of channels are echo. So now what is saying is that my question is that so is it the figure they had a different from the TV stations, the radio station, the international,
That is what I don't get. And why are we not saying that? Just for everybody, just for this to be fair and for everybody to be on the same page. Because the reason why I'm bringing this out, I see some of these media guys on social media saying that people shouldn't sit down, they should get out and fight for like all of those talks. And if you believe in your heart that truly the numbers that I have, the figures that I have are different from what is out there that has been certified, because there were international observers out there observing this election. So, and yes, and out. But I think what happened in 2012, no, Emma Ghana for from so in 2016 that wasn't repeated. I think so what happened this 2020 is really free and fair, and all the information is out there, just as it was in 2016. And to say NDC for someone to like majority in parliament and the presidential and then no na ye who say asam na mo kan eden no kre bibia wom and I say go and do your court filings. So the next step in this issue.
Scott, let me say this. If the NDC want to challenge the issue, it have nothing to do with the supporters. You have something to do with the legal team. So one, if you say you have all the documents, the proof that says some of the pin sheets were tempted, yeah, fine. Two, you said you already spoke to party lawyers and then party members. They should come out with the legal team and you are going to defend it. Which is good. But also the party members should not accept. They should get over out there and fight for their right. How are they going to fight?
I don't get it, and I need somebody to tell me how. Because the thing I make a way is in Onwani's speech, Nipa Mienu were shot dead because they were tampering with the ballot boxes. Why were they doing that? They were warned, meaning they don't listen. And when I say some Ghanaians are not law abiding, yato abewe yasimutu ya munkofi upeso obetie kaina bra gina in a distance and listen and found one sound koka ballot box o de won sa koka yeden. I'm not saying say you shoot na woman wuna you're right, no, that is not right, but why do they go and tamper?
But the question is, you shoot you're right, all right, but why what omufa bottom boss no e dia sem na nkofo no wo nipa wo ka kire wo.
No more fine, so no more they quiet. Where were they taking it?
The point is that did they have weapon with them? And at the point, where were they taking the ballot boxes to? And what was their reason why? Because
isn't that more illegal than whatever is going on right now?
Yeah, I saw some video. The last person, I forget this. The last person was two about years. Can you believe, sir? Or two about years, and a Manchester and no peja at two ballot boxes.
What?
Yes.
This year elections, yeah.
This election, yeah.
Wow.
A video. I was watching this on what do you call it? On UTV, and I even came on Angel. But yeah, no pay that to, so there was smoke coming from the ballot box.
So what is the need that banner go to here and go to here?
Moreover, also, another place, there was one guy who snatched some ballot box or they corner where the police fool. Crowbar phone to phone no go to a cool. But the question is, let's be on our feet and give them a 1 minute silence of play. And no effort will be that 1 minute play and they have effort woman. And a woman near an papa want to mean yes, what you are intended to do for your family. Sister, I can be what I said. And they said, I'm ready to say we should learn how to vote. Because, mommy, I know when you're an be bro. All we don't want to say the party members to stand outside, they should go outside. Mahama Casa up on the police one didn't confuse. Okoda, if you know, they take shift. 3 police officers at a spot every single day. 3 police officers. Says Kahani Bijaya, Bijaya for 8 hours, 2-3 hours. Police live back 1 season. And
he did made a statement in his speech and he said they will not accept a governance of monarchy and dictatorship and all of that, but President-elect Nana Akufo-Addo winning this second term, does that make him a dictator, a monarchy, or some sort?
How could somebody okay, first one day was 169 over versus 100 votes. Were they dictator? Were they dictating? Now the parliamentary have even been closed. And I will say. So does it mean if any president is a dictator to the nation or to the people? But which I know said government is able to go through the channel of what? Parliament. They vote, they sit on it. They have all these committees. Discuss good and bad and vote on it. Until how Ghana dictated since 92. If you were, then it's up to you.
You know what? I said whatever is going on right now, because Rollins, why are they pa? Your papa when you baby because what he won for the nation, and he wasn't selfish. He was selfless enough to learn from the Western, to bring democracy, to make all this constitution say a better about every 4 years, to give other people the chance. So this military rule and all this went away, was done with. So he would have just kept on and just be in charge till now. But that wasn't his wish. His wish ne say asumdwe bebo manim obi abenya ne fair share ye beto aba no obi abelidi mo olidi na mo hwe ne oye na enya moyi na efri so na ma mo bi for so chance but say ato abewie na nka ono ane party a o sha ase ankwa mamwa is should this be the response?
Because this election, after this election, I think that the other elections now from 2024, we will see the more peaceful manner of this. Yeah, this election is very intentional. The intention is this, the kind of promises in this election. Talking about manifestos is aside. The kind of issues are about was our election. Talking about Tracy Boateng and those things, talking about a whole lot of prophecies, talking about a whole lot of violence. Yes, talking about a whole lot of people gathered to be like a gang to storm in election areas, God so good to us, and then the security force came up with a massive to storm all over to control the election, and then the one in the IGP sending the say, "Oh, say uniform media, don't be there, don't try." I think sir, I know that now. I hear me they say, "So election we are first cabinet na second." Who better say you see, people who are better say to ABC, but in 100%. I mean, in all election, you won't get all the police stations, all the regions peacefully. But I mean, it was peaceful compared to all the elections. Compared to all the elections, from Urban, even 2016, more peaceful. Indeed, say if we Ghanaians will say.
Yo, enche maybe alliance not to wa person offer with wa dwenche wa comment wa asemia person kan ewo ho you can voice out which me do wa dwenche aba. Let me read this comment from Yamami Gladys who say thank God for the former president. It's talking about pink sheet. I think it's really important. The former EC chairperson, Dr. Afranijan, was unable to provide pink sheets at the Supreme Court together with particulars of 241,000 people registered abroad. Well. The lines are open. Open so afraid, I'll bet me afraid. With all this fight, though, so maybe say, Usha, where would it end?
What going to be this? If they don't, they go to court. No more case now. It's another thing. Or when we need case now, it's another thing. The side of NDC when the Supreme Court, Kasebia, the pronouncement, from the East in the stance, they say it says now. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to use their supporters to be violent in most of the communities. I know that it's very dangerous because if you say you are a peacemaker, if you say you are a believer, see, that is the word, believer, we believe, believer. And then it doesn't matter how your believers, baby, our beliefs go. What I know is that all beliefs talk about what? Peace. And then you're a believer and you're talking about violence. You're a believer, you're talking about destruction. That means you baby, I believe no.
Wow.
I know now because now when they go to court, I'm figures now when they differ from easier. That is a problem.
All right.
And they will come up with the international observers and the radio station and those people.
Okay. Yamko asantimemu na yankoreni yokoso wo honso. Hello Kwame.
Hello Hima.
Memo akwaba.
Maji so bro.
Yo. Apomu.
Me hold me hold dem ho edi enso ye ho ye.
Yeda Yehowa say. And abato echi asantimemu te sen niema ekosen ewo.
Yeda say. The first abato no chance ye ebedru say ye ato awie. Egu so ya pim so bia bo ho de road amabusi afanda nde nyina mo twan yen. Na wa asantema ntema so de ensema ko twi kwa ye nyina ye de akiri Madama, do say yakin kan abanikwa regional coalition center na meti hobi ya yakin kan abaniwe ye ebo ya Ghana mampani a otedwa so na adodan kwa kufuado wasanso edi nkunim ewo emu ebio na abato no ne kan bubu no ko wie ye no nsampi na ebo ba wasantimantima na obusa so manfo tse dia omanfo agye wa nipa ya anya seketwa eba se abato komisa eba bontin bebo din se Ghana mampani na sabre oman nsa so se wadi nkunim ewa abato ndie omanfo okrofrom bantima ene de chamso after se bebia woton gumonten so agye wani a na nya seketwa kejetia edum na nwasme wo mse afi dia na anhyada nkwachiri omoju omani ade achi no ano na ni na akoba se ohwe se na baton sitie emma na de wini ye ene emma bedo ne ura John Dramani Mahama ntem na anhyada nkwani musa ene akoba se akato ne bro na ye parliamentary seats na NDC fon so adwebre no ene so so o ma for santimantem apa ubu side ya omoju omani no omani gie no omanye amanu ankwachiri
yo na abato ni basabasa yebisi ho ana ho de bibia ko asumdwem
no bibia ko asumdwem na yewo emia hudo bi ho no ma na ehye na nya asem na ehye papa amecha se free asanwase abato empesua so ansa na yebeto ba ekura posi podi to just say a hotspot ya osto bia ha ni husuye na ebe abato no guso okoso na ne nsempi ya branche ba hokra dia posi for action ochiremu a ebe okokoto aba no odi kan atom printed ballot papers ni bia odi kogu na ma candidate ba ko etumi edi nkunim nje ko ba sa no omuhu no mu ya posi first 3 ya posi for akoyira ndende na ho abato ne kinkan no wo kan be buru presa o kan wie ba ko se ase nkan no akan wie ho president misu ase saa entibre wa regional coalition center ho no yo mi ahudo bu ho ma omo resource na chairman sa na eba na so ase enso eka ho bi na so ina kan fa no ko ya so wiem ye bo wie na NDC amanyuku no ana edi nkunim e wo ho no afa ye ko for me na abato mpesua so ho ana na eni na ewo ine say incumbent MP lawyer Andrew Amakwasi ama NPP amanyuku etwa ne free party ni mu echire mu say ono akodi da kontenkro ni ntino omunnim no ba bia ya mkoto so yenso ko mu nsabi no manom ye nam so ama opani ye se ono kwan bia so onya sibu na bi obekọ ya okudina kontenkro independent candidate ana woni NPP parliamentary candidate ya Paul Ofori Asante elikobo ani ewo honmo na ebra abato ne koso no eho na nya asante to a kese violence kakra koso honmo ya incumbent MP independent candidate nkrofo bi kwachi wo mo eburu wo mu pa ya na nya asante to a na so ko wi ase kinkan aba no nyina wie ye no na lawyer Andrea Amakwasi independent candidate na edi nkunim e ba sa na ebudu bia onmo ho chere de bi mo ntiase ene electoral commission won atran ye wo ho no mo dan ko twa jato mu pa ya fire service for ene ma onwe anya sa de sa brinke dan na hye be
wow
e ko ba sa no etutu nyina ebe mu ya exchange of guns bullets na bi be mu ya che se na ha dwen ye pa ni dan kemfo ano umsen ko fo pride na so obia enfrim ho no sabe die penfo ahwe ama ho no masonye frama ebo ntu busa ya pocket of violence kakra be mu from na abato empesua so any aswanse a record some few skirmishes no na say abato on largely asumdwe
wow yedanyamia say but that report Slayo question bia baby sanana.
Let me be just me name Omoti BB say obi dijato ballot bosses be me person ka be kai so kai BB sa
Minim say refer to Asante Mantemu Hadia. Was Asante Mantemu Hadia? Yan report biasa, and as of now, results are also being about my quality in every ama won mabubo 47 constituencies. About my quality in every amabubo a the every American etwimu be say million baako and echi. So beside you had the sense.
Teacher, my question be me pacho NDC force of munje ayinintu. Me pacho betima my procedure na kakra, for when I Ghana na said there musi counter abano from polling station all the way to regional to national. Ubetimi the afro kakra.
The issue is that you try abano you na ibiem na yakinkanya. Yakinkan of police station level. Yakinkan of police station level we are the Aba Constituency Coalition Center. How do you reckon na boom na afeya announce the odi nkunim. Na nyomuni at the police station level no. Yakinkan ni na awie na opinion or presiding officer ho e dey to just say yakinkan NDC nya 10 MPP nya 10 CPP nya 10 we nya 10 na party agents o nyina agitum a na afei o ma twere e dey go pen sheet ne so no ma sign to mo sign a eno amom dey call constituency coalition center ho and district coalition center no because our district coalition center ho no mo a house na district officer returning officer or district one no so no ever say police station A when you say no match yan kwa another police station when you say match ko si say the police station is near or hakra o making kan na bomu na o making kan na bomu a o ma sign na so e declare results na e wo e ho no na o declare wie na eno so party agents no ana o ka bomu na party agents na gitumo a o ma sign o signature o penny o signature ni ansa na return officer or no were declare abano na near woman ye emra chese te ye kan na bomu na wo de bibinti untimi nsan enyim tum sa abano uhun se sa na ti a wo state clearly our pink sheet so reasons in tia onyin tumu and the one state here and no emma results no any invalid still the better the results na yema assuming say parties no do me no agents obia sign do ba kwa sign say ayadia to na won ko ade wo say won sign also state reasons nempo e ko drew e so no so mo probu ama probu na de uja ko sa won tia say won sign na kwa won ma kan sign ya ye be yedma and that's the process na e ko ba sa no omo bo ni na the correction Emma region so omo collation on the region no constituency bia de ba no ma chance no mo ka bom ku se constituencies ni bia ni na beba na ba wi a ma declare eno ana bu packages ni sen wi a won declare eno so e wo e ho no. Now this is what happened at the regional coalition center as in when the results na e ba no na omo inform party agents no na party agents na am say omo so wo mo call for grants no results nearby they will contact among crowd more grounds no will some say I just saw about one person so NDC nya say NPP nya say sanete anasa nya sanete enti so mo have to guess no then near omo agent o ho no de ekwa no ma dia tu na ese ye kure nim one instance we raise here adanse asokwa na wo NDC amayeko no so just there bi abano near is now see no much them and this in 10,000. There's no which them say or more agent or say or 15,000. In Tibaya easy and sign with me. MACSA say on the budget the end for cannot tomorrow will enter almost various pink sir a walk sa constituency when I'm running make come on NDC and me provided. For me, as woman to be provided here. And no go with near returning officer or what sir and so quite about just what the abano. And no the way and there are several instances of raising concerns about figures and a pre-urban. A dream abuse no is depending on you to listen to say numbers ni bo ma na ntali do say na to aba do say na to ma NDC do say na to ma MPP say na say ye obeka bom no na nya pe nanso isi panyin no ho nso asmo kan na to asmo sentie ne say what pink sheet ni so no agents ni nyina assign say na tie enti be do so na ntali a ono ntimi nsesan original because say go do national na ba say trace pink sheet na and I'm so water changes ni and ne awo ho nso enkoye adwuma enti ho no o mi na di tuma o ko na mom ya o se ehye ne nso ne se isi adwuma efo no bi ye mfonso o baabi ni senti and se baabi wo ho man numbers ni ntale na sa numbers na ntale go create a whole lot of controversies and me dey say entity for no e wo basis e wo ho no mo yeah o dey call to me dey say can be some about to commission also we on one. And to me, as Obusaya, we are some of the few and there may be a buy, yeah, and this was raising concerns about it. And it's on which you are, yeah, resource not buy, you know, there are other reasons somebody about, yeah, and also in account be a marriage rejected resource. No,
now figures now here, they're saying
for Ashanti region, the figures nearby, you know, largely the one I am with you. Now, you can't now boom a core national. I don't raise concerns about figures if other regions, other constituencies by.
Okay, so we say numbers maybe in Thailand, were they able to go back and trace or recount, or how did they fix it? And I don't know if they were not matching.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm a reporter, a war, sir, is a strong room on. Nothing was done about those concerns on raising, you know, because now before I raise our concerns, now was a pink sheet thing that I ready, and where we are not pink sheets, no war, no cast will move back. I could break counter, it be a by non cabin, and EC was also eager to announce the results. And the option of the NDC for the set. And both parties say, oh, any concern, bring your pink sheets. Let's look at the pink sheets because the notion original and I say the results at the various police station level on a war. So what me have to provide it here, then I'm more trusted, I'm more returning officer no say, I'll be a good job. It's not and yes, that is what they use. The qualities are final results.
All right. So during the counting, you know, Tachima Peswasuho, baby, and I say, Ntawantawasi, you know, NDC rep not to take a pink sheet more and all. How true is that? And if so, why are they back there asking for a pink sheet?
NDC, I'm going to South Tachima is out one. All police stations, they have their pink sheets here. Yeah, I'm with you, a more pink sheets no honor. Yeah, pink sheets no. Actually, so medium kunim. Then so, come here, send people. I mean, you couldn't person change your money. Just see if you want to. So, we must sound the caution to easy anything I say, Omuhi na Omo Agnes Adia. It is because say party agent be the pink sheets more. Per information Monday na and yano correct. Because should anything happen, a pink sheets no on the bed and see. And you know, almost about say all pieces or more, Nina intact. Do silence the Ohon.
Then the same place no Mako Mosen beside a officer for a pink sheet.
I will be officer for a pink sheet because according to them, or more agent in TSA East in Air manufacture a different pink sheet, which is different from the original one we used to, you know. And no omo dia de e wo ho sa pink sheet ne ma NDC baako ne ma NPP baako ne ma EC so nya baako and EC provide the dia no a on the day omo twetwe so omo NDC for copy na NPP for copy no no mo nyu so no and fanya collation for from and no one pink sheet no mo bisa no na onya se bia mo NPP for NDC for ni bi e mo busa say EC for family say NDC for any pink sheet bia then they have no case because I want pink sheets near crown no madams here. Then the say only pink sheet, then they will have no case to wrestle for that seat.
Okay, so what do you think is the best step? Don't you think it's best for them to proceed with court filing and take it to court ebi ehoni isi ni be provide ya mom.
And what's them now? And what's them now? Ghana emra and NDC and me enforce is exchange down popping sheets member. Only the law court a bit me is idea.
Yeah.
And say NDC for any problem with coalition, the first thing they should do is to go to court.
Yeah, court proceedings, okay.
Yes. So at the court level, no, the court will order for the pension just like they did in 2012. Then you'll look through the pension, compare them, and find out who really won that particular seat.
Okay. If there have to be a recount in that constituency, no, for the MP seat, no. So that is why we still have one seat short in Parliament, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, follow through for us, and we'll bring you back on in coming week.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Be safe out there.
Okay.
Okay. Say Adamu Claire. Yenya clarification if we Ghana near ko. I think said near kunyina no. Ye nuanom NDC for any mumpenyu for ye best sir. Sana mumbi wo hwa a court. Munya nentem na mumfanko. Mamu ntwen ma time ne running out nwie. Mwaka say yempene yenye sei. Eno na mfanfa so obi anye den. Emba emfa so ndwe nsumba. Obi asitnemu. Inti munya nentem na yehwe nia nyame be. Slide over to me abem.
Eska to say the work na. In fact so will be bika court say kokasem. When ye sabe odi nsembi anasa odi adwumbani bi hyeso.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, Pacho, din baby afrefi.
Pacho, good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Pacho, your friend me, ma Gladys. Me frefi Ghana.
Yo, my ma kwaba.
NDC NDC for money case. So almost 2012 the day na na kufu adono. Etu almost say bi na electoral commission we dey aye won so me ni say afie we abato no me kwa okra me do 10 minutes na me ko
na what we read
we aso sama enso BBS ebru baby a wo mo abegina ho say man sign penifo no on be catch agent na say mo sign wo mo hwe na say agency wo mo a eno say don kati ya say any idiot can go to court. It is a woman so na wo mo ye idiot a wo mo kwa court no na ye hwe wo enti akala me wo kana no so any idiot can go to court. It is an NDC for so ye idiot a wo so nko court.
Ejima be ka say afia batoi e free and fair bibia cop na kwan so pepepe.
Free obia ni wa obreye kura ejira la mu ebreye obia sa bato na emu da ho na de ya na se binom change omo ejiji sika sa isi fo no se yi presiding for no o hwe ba bi te say bono banda ho a e the MPP ni ne number akoma NDC ni wo pink city no so esro obi a number ba total no o mo change sa na o mo ye na NDC for ni enya city ni bebre no wo mo e ahye MPP for na ni ase.
Interesting. And so MPP for no point almost so be fight omo fan court
almost ever court say because any idiot can go to court.
Interesting. Yo, ba, you know what? Say do I get a no contribution? I never do it. You, bye. Yo, it's your phone near her for Masumua, wow, person offer, or do I venture ba or contribution be or information be, don't hesitate. You can call us, your WhatsApp line 720-238-1489 +1 720-238-1489, or within the US as well, bet me a 303-800-6277 303-800-6277. You better also.
Skagana Edo. We can't those days, you know. I mean, Util radio those days. I mean, what to radio more. I know Papa, you can't see ya. No, the sports about sports. Nako to kone house. We do what those days. Can't rule near Limuhan. Marado ya deal what someone was saying. We ya can't use music. Ya na sports about na to say the bad God is second. But on the more serious note, no. To say the kana when you to question. If you have your evidence, I mean, you're sure, say, the judges over there, they are not biased.
No.
If you have a proof. And then, if you have your proof, there's no point of coming to the media press conference now, over like chanting those things. This is my evidence. Prove it to the court. The judges will turn it around. But the thing is that you don't delay on the whole thing. So now, no, we have what? Today is on the 12th. 5 days. You have like
21 days after declaration, yeah.
21 days. So after the 21 days, you know, that's a want to be a map on here. You didn't see so.
Only case.
But me point is that this have nothing to gather information. Because Scar said, if I said this is my proof, I mean go here people here can be.
David.
Just present it with your lawyers. But so what's on my 7 January bad year? They will put it on there. Obako near the for the transfer. But I can't say it didn't transfer and I didn't transfer. No, I want to gather comfort just to demonstrate the gun. I'm fast with them, because let's forget, sir. If you demonstrate, say, assume you know, near one crew, no more children. Yeah, we are airplane. If you are a Ghanaian and then you listen to both political parties, allow them to fight everything they are fighting in court. Step back.
Yeah.
Because you can't change
the outcome.
All that you can do to listen to the outcome, good or bad, listen to it. Because let's see too, sir. So if something happened in Ghana, I'm not saying may God forbid. If something happened in Valentine, the president will provide a majority security to John Mahama.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt, will get the majority security, you know, guarding them. But I mean, you be at the same time. What you make?
Only Bambobia. Yep.
While we are Benjamin, you'll be at my boots. I was saying, "Puruma, should the Libya and police depend do it." I didn't necessarily how soon yes. Believe what you know, do whatever you believe, but don't go extreme. Life, back up. One more mushroom growth that you may. Now me video ya. What email can say? Be on the field for a minute silence. As my bad man said, that minute silence player and I do my back to my back. It is a strange answer. And let's forget that some of the MPs who come back, I know me in Mukrama to a baby. What I said, if you go America, a big Mamugu Canada, a big Mamugu Britain, a big Germany.
Wow. And I say it's true.
Oh yes, it's true. It's true. I can. There's no need. I can mention a whole lot of people who go Virginia. I want to have a baby. Miniman this even Colorado have miniman this crowd in Penford. Almost to Colorado has a man to have a baby.
Wow.
Yes.
Any union Masuma.
Some have been MP. They have been ministers. They are, you know, they are almost go to a whole lot of Kenya.
Wow. Right. Yonkotie President-elect the victory speech and some okay say is he coming for everybody despite the party you belongs to? Maybe this will bring some kind of calmness to the people.
ladies and gentlemen of the media, fellow Ghanaians. A few minutes ago, what was known by me, and indeed by many, many Ghanaians, was announced by the returning officer of the presidential election, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jean Mensah. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, together with Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, have been given 4 more years by the Ghanaian people to do more for them. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. In our system, it is the Electoral Commission that has the constitutional responsibility of declaring the will of the people in an election. Prior to this declaration by the EC chairperson, I received personal congratulatory messages from some of my fellow presidential candidates in the election 7 December. I expressed my appreciation to them and thanked them for helping to ensure that the race was largely a keen, exciting contest of ideas whose ultimate goal was the growth and development of Mother Ghana, as well as the improvement of the living standards of the Ghanaian people. Fellow Ghanaians, I must at the outset give thanks to Almighty God for his continued mercies and for granting my party, the New Patriotic Party, and I, this all-important win. It has been a hard-fought one, which has resulted in an incontestable result, and we are duly grateful for how far he has brought us. We were confident at the beginning of the campaign that the considerable amount of work we had done since coming into office in 2017 would secure for us 4 more years in office. And the declaration made by the returning officer has set us on that path. For that, I'm extremely grateful to you, fellow Ghanaians, for this victory. I am deeply humbled again by your show of confidence, and I do not take this lightly. There could be that tendency for an incumbent president who has just secured a second term in office to, as it were, take it easy and relax because there's nothing more to lose or prove. I am of a different character. Just as I've been doing since January 2017, I give you my word that I will continue to work very hard to build the prosperous and progressive Ghana for which we yearn. The decisive margin of victory in this election constitutes for me an endorsement of the policies and programs initiated by my government and put before the electorate. And I'm determined to do all in my power to accomplish the task of this new mandate and thereby justify the confidence reposed in me. I assure you, fellow Ghanaians, that I'll do my best not to let you down. The period for campaigning is over, and the outcome of the election has been decided. The Ghanaian people, through the results, have made it loud and clear that the two parties, the MPP and NDC, must work together, especially in Parliament, for the good of the country. Now is the time for each and every one of us, irrespective of our political affiliations, to unite, join hands, stand shoulder to shoulder, and work hard to place Ghana where she deserves to be, a prosperous and dynamic member of the global community, making her own unique contribution to the growth of world civilization. My immediate task will be to continue with the process of reversing the effects COVID-19 has had on our economy and on our lives, and put the nation on course for full economic recovery and development. Before the pandemic struck, Ghana in recent years was one of the fastest growing economies in the world. I give you my word, we will regain that reputation. Fellow Ghanaians, I say a big aiko to the chairperson, deputy chairpersons, commissioners, directors, returning officers, electoral officers, and the agents of our respective political parties for delivering one of the best elections, if not the best, ever witnessed in our history, which has won universal acclaim. The Electoral Commission, even in the midst of the pandemic, has done a yeoman's job, and we can only urge them on to continue along the path and achieve even greater strides in future. The orderly, commendable, and peaceful conduct of Ghanaians on election day is to be widely applauded. The high rates of adherence to COVID-19 protocols on the day ensure that the exercise passed off safely. To the security services who ensure the peace and safety of the process, Ghana will forever be in your debt. Your role has been invaluable in preserving law and order. And lastly, but by no means the last, the praise of the nation goes to the media for the extensive coverage provided before, during, and after the conduct of the polls. I also say a big thank you to the domestic and international election observer teams that have been in our country for the period of the election for their concern. I condemn in no uncertain terms the isolated incidents of post-electoral violence in Odododiodo and Techiman that led to a few regrettable deaths. May their souls rest in peace. We must work to avoid the repetition of such events in future. I thank the national, regional, constituency, electoral area, and polling station executives, elders, and members of my party, the New Patriotic Party, and all the volunteer groups who canvass so effectively for us for their successful efforts. MPP supporters should understandably celebrate and jubilate, but desist from untoward acts. At the end of the day, despite holding different political views, we should all remember that we're all part of one family, one Ghanaian family, with a common overriding agenda, which is to oversee the growth and development of Mother Ghana. Let us continue to conduct ourselves with decorum and maintain the peace and stability of the nation, which is the envy of many around the world. To the Ghanaian people, I say that the work ahead is to advance further the peace, progress, and prosperity of our nation for all. And that is my solemn pledge to each one of you. The battle is the Lord's. God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
All right, so that was the victory speech from President-elect, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Well, I have this comment here. I really want to read this. But in regards to the speech, I know he'll continue to be a president for the whole nation, not for MPP or for a certain group of people, as he has proven himself to be. he will continue to do that. And it's not like over here in Fire One we're supporting this or we're supporting that. We always want the right thing and the truth out. But in regards, we'll be checking checks and balances. We are here for that. And before the election, some commented, "Well, we're not talking about corruption." Yeah, that was one of our biggest issue, and we'll continue to talk about that until that is fixed. Let me read this from Razak Muhammad. It's not only the court going that can solve this problem. We will hit the streets soon to protest against this new dictator and his Gen Mensa. Nana Addo is the king kong of leading demonstration in Ghana. He taught us to resist oppressors' rule. Well, when you ask me, Razak, this is what I will tell you. We're not saying don't protest, as long as it will be peaceful. You can go out on the street and be peaceful, but no violence. That you are all good to go. But I will tell you to leave it out to your leaders of the NDC to do the court proceedings, because that is the right thing to do.
It's kind of crazy because so you have a right to be, the whole, let me use a Santro region. Because Santro region, free Joso, Konongone Nantesa, free Posi, baby any never baby any sa approaching your Nante, how many days, but the thing is, let it be peaceful.
Peaceful.
I know that the demonstration sometimes, it's not the action, it's the words. On the material, it's the words that you are communicating to people. Until you can have your words or whatever, lift it up, okay, people don't have problem. But when it starts to the point, say you are trying to go into people's space, boundaries, then it will be like people have the right to let you step back. That is the problem. That what generates all the fighting and all those stuff. People can demonstrate. I mean, it's all right. Even one person make my demonstrate, me permit my crop, my permit t-shirt, no my cube be biog me nim na me dem. Obi abo me bia no be kan o kan onu bia me pa kire.
Yeah.
Me call individual the say, hey, you say no. But whatever I had it on my shirt and ni mu ni achi no. Obi abo kan my shirt and ni mu bia, trust me. If I have 10 people to read at my front, they'll go and check what is on my back.
Yeah.
It is a open bibia ekuanim na ekuachi obi emu say no apachire say na open say no here on the channel. That is good. I mean, you have the right, but we said this, if you are not part of the legal team, you are not part of the people you almost court could defend you. Please stay home, because the American said irrespective of what the outcome will be from the judges, you cannot change it. Your demonstration cannot change it. Your violence talk cannot change it. It doesn't look how we are celebrating your mind. As soon as the judges will come out with the judgment and they seal it, ultimately, son. And then you can say, Jama, all the like you said, even could you believe some Mahama could be a court won't be?
No. Send a legal team there or no won't be.
What you say? Oh no, as a flag bearer.
Flag bearer now.
What I say? Maybe I could be a general secretary for Bini Bakumi and Sabina, they will be around. But on no now, who drab on Tibe put the chairman said, Omra power, could be. So, why do you want to, risk your life? So, let your voice be heard through the judiciary, system.
Yeah.
And I know they will come up with whatever. I could find 2012. How long will put the same case? Meaning, cry up to the Sawajima and I will Jima. On the channel, you want to the judiciary, but at the end of the day, what happened? It's the findings from the judges, I need to rule the nation.
Yep.
And Mama was Mama was the president. Mr. Sam Makano, Uncle Christmas. But wakoko bi na fa boda ho se ne e fit 24 foko no. Obama ne ho akere no. Na ye ma judges ne nye adwuma me gidi se asundie ne aba no. Se de abato we mi hu bi da me ti bi su da. Say ya to abapa me yes like maybe like you said maybe 3 or 4 casualties but I mean you better abapa with no fight we've done. I mean Ghanaians are there.
That is really good, and I really like how the turnout in Parliament has been. To Omomuluso Musidno, if Omoyoma, I think the people would have voted you back in. And to Omoma winning, so congratulate more. But as you guys will be sworn in and starting your work in January 7th, please, Munye Ejumano Sini Sifata, Mwa 2020, Mwehuni Yako. In 2024, when you may year, Ghana for no model buy, no, on saying you work. That is what democracy is.
What it be? Presidency in election, parliamentary and presidency. As I said here, Ghana. Omo mocha business class, omo mocha first class, omo mocha economy class. Wouldn't be big go. Adeba kuma obiayi na at the same time. Ye na pepe. So you drew kotroka. You be safe for more. And one now, but it's a ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelt. So with the first class, so with the business class, so with the pilot net you and not the pilot in national park.
You go back up, right?
Yes. You just, you know,
okay.
Over bad. Now plane is see from say pim. You see. And wow about power, wow free power. It's a lesson. Now there be because they have so many people have went to parliament since 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, and now 2020 they are going back again.
Yeah.
But you won't see any change.
No.
The only change you see in their life is your body.
That is really good.
That's the only change. But up to the person who wants to say yeah. Now I ask myself, say you have been in parliament for 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. To be in parliament for 5 times, you're talking about 20 good years as a parliamentarian. 16 good years as a parliamentarian, 12, 8, even 4 years as a parliamentarian. And the people in your area, they change that. Excuse my language, forgive me of my language, then you're useless to them. Because you are there to serve the people. You are there to, you know, the mouthpiece.
Yeah, not the other way around.
In the parliament. All of the people in that area cannot be in the parliament at the same time. Because such a speaker and the president said, you hear again in the Babuaya. It's your you say, Neko.
This time, I'm going to hear you. Yeah, that's
and I don't respect you of that. They say there's nothing like a higher stronghold or higher you. Because if the NDC can get 3 seats in a central region and the MPP can get a seat in voter region, there's nothing like stronghold anymore. It's about a Juma Oye. And how the people see it and they accept it. And no. I didn't hear I said you can't skip parliament. Who better skip parliament? Who better skip parliament? I'm a tram like I saw vacation in parliament in Kosovo.
No, you can't.
Vacation. Vacation, vote. What a vacation, they will vote it. And then you go against your party. It's a good thing, it's a lesson. Now, I love what the Ghanaians have. I dear Ghana for you, it's very good.
I'm really proud of them.
I'm good, you know. And I never need to only Saskat and Browns. It's a good lesson. It doesn't tell sir, my band the power. No, we're not by us. I am Unuma.
Yeah.
She said that they can Unuma, they do what you. It is a Unuma that do what you are. That's what I say. And then there's a saying, say, a person who thinks he's leading without the fully West. He's not leading, he's just walking.
Yeah.
Because officer will lead him couldn't be any what now will be a walk with our exercise now. But if you're a leader, you have a followers, then you are a good leader. It's a good thing. As time goes on, And then Yamiya say, you know, the democracy and this man, the Ghanaians are, you know, what I say, you never buy
yeah.
And your dako, and your W.
No, a working process, yeah. All right, so we are wrapping up and bringing this show to an end for today. Slide a crack.
The crack, I am asking you now, say, Airport, and Tinabo.
Amen.
Yes, sir, you know, MPP, NDC, a piano concord for no Yemen Transit. A Burundi, a bit me can't you be some man in Burundi. A Burundi, a Beko, Cassatri, the Beko, name of Mr. I apologize, sanity.
No, necessary, mammy, Bissau, very necessary because as I say, a provoke a binuman so come on it to me the intokwane unnecessary fights, and so ever. I'm really glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that a little bit and bring this to a close. Necessary.
I know they're friend of politics in the room.
Whoa. I don't think I like that part of it.
I like him, because Skasa would win. Now we have for Shawason. Have for you to Obi will catch us. Sky have for their fufu.
What?
Obakaja show head for near white. Obey the Betty, I won't say white. But me one say black, and one day to be the depend who do at home. Until politics is the message. Message now what they edit your opponent no. And it is a wood dinner them. Now some message how the person receive it. And it is a wood dinner them and answer Bonabas. Until running the every politician. If you have the car, now you want to Trump. Trump to me catch a joke or catch it. So he was on the media on the TV. Or say put camera on me. Or say for camera no to me so. Say me now. Emma nipa bi said Joe Biden etu mi fi ade so a na say me kura me useless.
Oh Lord. Okay. You dey be training a answer.
Oh, na challenge. I am part of politics.
Okay.
Politics na dia dirty speech, huro, atendidie,
I just hope in the future and it will be it can change. Instead of that, no, let's find what brings us together, find ways to work together. But attacking each other, no, I don't think say very important, and I say very necessary, because when we do that, now I say we are appealing to the people with the attack. And that also tell our followers, and then they do the same thing. And I said, they'll call all the way down. But I'm praying and hoping this will change in politics. One day I
wanted to rule on emotional.
Wow.
But the thing, one of the funny thing, after say the minority and the majority no ma custody deal water keka 7 amun some be a woman to move they have themselves.
Wow.
They drink, they go to individual houses and drink together. How much more we are one public in young necessary? It doesn't make sense. And then the say, oh, can I make cabinet and not and your friend said, "Can be mommy come?" Oh, come with your mommy come here. They ready a toss.
Yeah.
Until you will come out, I come out. It's the people in the community have to judge or to accept who is telling the truth. And that's one year unity. But at the point, you know, those people who almost like they become violent. Oh, almost someone you want to get a no, that's not what we are talking about. What we are saying is that Kabi. Namami Kabi. Any of baby is cap. Oko Chinese China for a Oko baby. Britain, Britain, when you go to the Omudi Diatamoho. But at the point, you know, they don't, you know, call people, mobilize them to be in the community and start fighting each other. If I should be honest. If you say, you know, you're more home, I should be about Christmas is just at the corner. If we say will be a person and will be a person or chance. They have yes, a beer will feel a person with the was a man will be in Kawon Cons or Nasama Walker. A man will be in Canchester, Coco, and I said, Siabonte, Tree Abanis kind for Co Niebi, for Boo Niebi, Abra Nankasano, Abano Prebica will be announced. don't let somebody rule a life and I say shorten your life without the person be part of them. And I can confidently tell you, say, if you are one more from Nukrano, NDC member, General Secretary, Mahamubia, or more years, if you are one Kubi.
I said, you know, cry now, or Nini Crania, 1 in Kitahudi. Better was it, say, bring it doing now, ma, or mining ponto, and any Kosunti, ye, Bobo Hunsum, educate union, inform mom. Ghana for your mining, your penny year, the outcome of elections, no, sum, near more the president elect, no, na a jumo bayana and coso, or any year bebona basso, why any year and swai yet the beba. More or mining a mummy. Together we can build it. Said division way in Yentamwa, nothing will work out. To our NDC, I really congratulate you guys because my idea, you pushed the whole thing up to a mass, and this is the outcome. If you don't accept it, take it to the court. More person protest it, let it be peaceful. Yes, sir, asumdwe and more mine. Any money penyanara. Yada yaheful, ye tearful, yada munyinase. Without you, this won't be possible. Yabanama mbaswa, nye nyina no kwa. Nti da mase sebrin do nyina mubetie na behwe ye team I new mu yedmo fire one mad this year possible ye da mase your reporters out in Ghana so ye da mu nyina ase ye woda sende medianiska yakram
asampayetia obanyansa foso wo munye won kana asam tema futu sam kakre wa so peme